start looking at this particular setup for a camera that you're putting out, we've got a Stealth Cam G-Series, a Model 30 right here, and that's got a great 80 foot range to be able to set up for those low light situations. And this is a pretty tight confined area, so it's a perfect camera for right here. We actually have an American Hunter feeder sitting on this side of it, which is going to draw a lot of game into this area. And this little draw, so to speak, right here it has a lot of game that comes in it. There's a road that kind of separates it out. We've actually chosen to mount the camera here on an old stump. Just happened to be a perfect situation. Use the strap that came with it, and it's looking right up here, and there's not a lot of low cover to cause it to trigger or get false readings. But what we do see a lot here, a tremendous amount of turkeys up close and personal. In fact, you can even, you know, get them staring right at it and getting really up close. You'll get some hogs rooting around and a lot of deer that cross left to right here. And it's caused us to decide to set our stand over here to the right of it in a perfect situation. So when you start breaking down how to set up your scouting camera, pay attention to how you think the deer are feeding. Obviously here we've got a feeder set up nearby it and taking advantage of things that are in the area, and went in and set up the 30, which is perfect for this scenario, and now we're getting some great photos. I've had this camera out for several months now, and what's really interesting is when you start to click through here and look at the battery life, I'm still at 79%. With all of that amount of pictures that I've taken, and I've got it set to go off on a burst mode. I'm using the quick set setting on this one, which is number 2. So by setting this up the right way, I haven't had to mess with the batteries. I actually just come through here and pop in and out my memory cards now and put a new one in and take off and go on to the next one. So this one is just a pretty easy little setup here, and it's something you should keep in mind whether you're sitting up near a feeding area, a watering area, or a pinch point. It's a great little easy position when you can find a good clear view right here of stuff coming through, and there's no telling what you're gonna see, from head high turkeys peeking at it all the way to your pigs, and obviously some pretty good whitetail.